Have you ever felt like you want to thank your fleet manager when they're giving you a good load? You feel like you want to say thank you to your fleet manager because they gave you something that you really wanted? Well, in this video, I'm here to tell you why you shouldn't do it. Not because you are ungrateful, not because you don't want to say thank you, but in the trucking business, if you show them how grateful you are constantly, they can use that against you. And throughout this video, because we don't have any load right now, and our load will be ready sometime tonight or tomorrow morning, we're gonna talk about it. So one thing you need to remember is, you need to remember that trucking is a transaction and not a favor. These fleet managers are not doing you a favor. You need to remember that. Because the reason I say that, you busting your butt 70 hours a week, your health, time away from your family, all the sacrifice you're making for what? For you to get a good load? That's not a favor. You earned that. Honestly, you earned that good load. You fulfilled the end of your agreement. If they want you to pick up a load any time of the day, you're gonna go and get it done. If they want you to do anything they want you to do, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna get it done, right? So if you fulfilling the end of your agreement, that should fulfill that end of the agreement. Simple as that. Especially when your recruiter tell you all these things that you want to hear about the company, you get hired by the company, and it's totally opposite, totally different. So when you get a good load, that is not a favor. This is something that you have earned, and you deserve to get a good load. Don't get it twisted. For me personally, sometimes I get in that mindset of trying to do a little extra for them. I'm trying to build a friendship with them, just create a bond, create a relationship, but it doesn't always work that way. So, number 2, good load is a standard, not a surprise. Good load is a standard, not a surprise. Fleet managers are hired to give us good run, right? That's what they're here for, to make us move, get us going, and actually match what the recruiter said. That's what they're here for, because the recruiter, he making money by get us on board. So the fleet manager, their job is to do anything in their power to try to match what the recruiters say. There's no reason for you to feel like you won the lottery when you get a good run. There's no need for that, And what you're doing that you're not aware of, when you say thank you, you reinforce a bad habit. So when they send you a bad load and you over here say thank you, guess what you do? You reinforcing a bad behavior, a horrible behavior, because we all know we're human, right? We're human. If I can get away with a lot of things, what you think I'm gonna do? If I can get away, that's why a lot of people say respect is earned, not given. Because if I feel like I can get away with being lazy with this driver, what do you think I'm gonna do? If it's easy to negotiate, with a person, what do you think I'm gonna do? Be a hard person with that person? No, of course not. I won't be hard, because it's easy. So that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing when you always say thank you. You just let them know that you're just an easy person to talk to, easy person to negotiate with, so they won't have to do that job to go find you a good load. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, what would happen to you if you continue to say thank you? If you set that tone with your fleet manager, what would happen to you? We already touched on that on number 2, but the thing gonna happen to you is you're gonna get a softer negotiation. They won't talk to you with respect. They're just gonna deal with you as the driver that always say yes, They always go with anything they say. They know that you the guy. Whenever they're not doing their job correctly, they can come to you for it. And you know what's funny? That's okay. If they do that, come to you when they're not doing their job properly. But the thing is, that's what you're gonna be remembered for. And when the good look come, they won't think of you first. They're gonna think of other driver. That's the sad truth. The sad truth is you're gonna be the yes man, the one that get all the bad load, and when the good look come, they're gonna give it to somebody else. And the reason I say that, let me give you an example with what happened with me and my fleet manager. You see, I've always wanted to build a relationship with my fleet managers. I've always wanted to do that. And with this fleet manager, it's totally different. She's she's different. And we always bump head, like lack of communication, lack of telling me information about the load, all these things like that. I had to figure it out on my own, right? And partially it's my fault too because I come from Warner Martin where they tell you exactly what you're getting yourself into, all these type of things. They tell you all these things. But with her, she doesn't tell me anything. So I had to figure it out. So we bump heads a lot when it comes to that. But I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson yesterday. I had to go in her office. So after we bump head, because she always liked to tell me how busy she is, stuff like that. So normally when I go in her office, we chop it up, we talking. But that time, when I went to her office, I didn't do none of that. I just went there, turned my paper in, grabbed some few things that I had to grab, in her office, and I just walked out. She said something to me. She said hello. I said hello. That's it. I grabbed my thing and I walked out. The usual me, I didn't do that. And keep in mind, I told you that we don't communicate, right? We don't talk. And she even tell you when we first got hired, she said, man, I don't like to talk on the phone. I barely text and all that. She let you know that, right? But I told her this is how I work, so you should change that. But tell me why, after that day, tell me why the next day she called me and tell me about a load, about something that she's never done before. I was very surprised, very shocked that she actually did that. And I was talking to Lindsay about it, and I asked her, is that because I behaved that way? Reason why she called me and tell me that? Because she's never done it. She doesn't do that. She doesn't call. She doesn't tell you about a load. She doesn't tell you. She called me, tell me about a load that we're gonna get, and she was gonna try to get us another load to keep pushing. And I was very shocked. It's sad that I have to behave at a way where that's not my personality. So that was my little story of why I say you should be precise, direct, professional, and straight to the point. That's how you should behave as a truck driver. No more thank you for no reason and trying to be nice and trying to build a relationship, stuff like that. So that's number 3, right? Number 4. Even on the road, we're still coming at target. I thought there was something that we only doing when we're not working, but she gotta grab something. No, I think I'm okay. I think I'm just fine. Number 4, which is my closing message of this video, know your worth and speak on it. That's number 4. I don't know how else I should explain this, but know your worth and speak on it. By the way, hold on. I just got distracted of how much Lunchable boxes they got over here. Golly, watch this. Look at this. People like Lunchables like this in California? That's
the cookies, the one at the truck stop?
Don't apologize for it. Know why you in the truck business. Know why you even became a truck driver. It's necessary, because the reason it's necessary to know your worth and speak on it, it will help you negotiate with the fleet manager exactly on the things that you want. I give an example. At this part of my career, because I'm working my way out of the trucking business, I'm not trying to make 6,000 miles a week. That's not my goal. I'm not looking for that. You know, the fact that I get the chance to exercise all over again, I like that. So I told my fleet manager that, look, 5,000 to 55 or even 45, from 45 to 55. If I'm in that range, I'm fine with that, because the extra time that I get in between, I get to do things like this. I get to, give more time to my social media, to YouTube, and create content. And I get the time to exercise all over again, because like I keep telling you guys, my health, I have compromised my health way too long, for way too long. You guys don't understand how unhealthy I feel for being just 30 years old. That's not good. That's not good. So if you know exactly what you want, you will be able to speak on it. You won't tolerate bull crap. At this part of my career, hey, I don't care. I'm looking for a certain amount of money. I'm looking for a certain amount of money that I'm trying to make every week, every 2 weeks, every month, and I'm okay with that. And that's what I'm making, because I know exactly what I want out of this company. You should do the same. Know your worth and speak on it, okay? If you're tired of your fleet manager playing game with you, subscribe to the channel, because we're tired at this point. Fleet managers, y'all need to stop messing with us. And if you think your fleet manager messing with you, put in the comment below. Without further ado, I'll see you guys on my next vlog. I'm out. Peace.